moment, and you know, as long as that's going, I don't think you're capable of playing your best snooker. The only time you'll probably play your best snooker is when you just go out there, relax and play and enjoy the game just because of the game, you know.
O'Sullivan plays Mike Dunn in the 4th round later this evening. That's all the sport for now, Simon. More in the next hour. See you then.
Now on Afternoon Live, let's go nationwide to our regions. We're, of course, looking at the weather. It's the main story across the country. One of the worst hit areas has been Lincolnshire. Matthew Bone from BBC Look North is near the M180 motorway in the north of the county. So just how bad is it?
Well, a combination of very significant snow levels, high winds and very, very low temperatures have caused serious disruption here in Lincolnshire. More than 100 schools have been closed for a second day and many hospital appointments cancelled as well. Obviously, the biggest disruption has been on the roads. The A18 here is one of the few roads that's still actually passable through Lincolnshire. Many of the major roads have actually now been closed and are completely impassable. A lot of the problems down to the high winds driving snow off a lot of these fields through any gaps in the hedges, and you see drifts coming right across the roads. Some villages have been entirely cut off, and the army's been called in to provide vehicles to actually access those. Also, some people have been stranded on the roads, most notably on the A52 near Skegness. People were stranded overnight and had to be rescued by the emergency services.
Matthew, is there any evidence that people have been staying off the roads?
Well, the advice from the police has been to only travel if absolutely necessary through Lincolnshire, and this is quite a good example. Where we're standing at the moment is a very popular truck stop, and it's been practically deserted today. Some of the few lorries that have actually arrived, many have needed help actually moving off the car park, and some of the people who've actually got here have only turned up here because they've been stranded somewhere else. So I spoke to a man who was driving a large tractor which came off the road. He had to come here to get help to move on. But many people have taken the advice and just stayed off the roads completely.
As we can see behind you, though, there are still people who are having to go out to travel. What about them?
Yeah, we've got some really good stories actually of some people, especially NHS staff, who've gone above and beyond to actually getting to work. A lady called Kat Mayer walked for 3 hours through the snow to get to Lincoln County Hospital. She met a colleague on the way who'd fallen and injured herself, helped her into the hospital. Her colleague was diagnosed with a rib injury. They both stayed on and worked the shift through the night and then slept in the restaurant so they were ready to continue. Here's what they had to say about it.
I knew that the ward that I work on, Navenby, they've got the night staff were still there and they can't work over 12 hours, it's not safe. There was day staff that couldn't get in, so I thought I'm going to do my best to get in, and it was a challenge, but I got there in the end.
We've also had other examples of people helping people who are stranded on the roads. There was a 4x4 dealership in Lincoln which has been driving through the night to help people there, and of course some examples of farmers as well who've been heading out to rescue stranded vehicles and people.
Matthew, plenty more I know in your programme later on. Thank you very much. Matthew Bone there.
Thanks.
And if you would like to see more on any of those stories, you can access them via the BBC iPlayer. And a reminder, we go nationwide every weekday afternoon at 4:30 here on Afternoon Live. An independent inquiry into child sexual abuse has urged the government to